Six. Caller number 6. Good morning. Caller number 6. Who's that going to be? Who's caller number 6? I love it. There's likes already. I love it. I love likes. Mike Barabal, Tim Can, and Laura, the Divine One, all got a space on the wheel yesterday with Brock's morning. MDK, you're number 1. We're looking for a number 6 this morning. Papa Smurf is a number 2. Sharon's a 3. Vegas a 4. Freeze a 5. Aaron Leister, you are caller number 6 this morning, Aaron. Aaron, congratulations. Aaron Leister is on the board. Aaron, I could either write your name in here this morning, or I can offer you this. I'll mail you this. A 10-pack of 300 milligrams. Aaron Leister for being caller number 6 this morning. She wants to either go on the board or she wants Pops to send her Pure Ghost supplements, 300 milligrams in one capsule. That would mean this is what? 3 grams here, right? 300 milligrams times 10 grams. Are you guys doing the math this morning? Aaron's going spin for the win. That's a good call, Aaron. Good call. Let's get your name on the board. Caller number 6. Aaron's already in the game. Good morning, everybody. Push the like buttons. Aaron. Leister. Aaron, we're going to have you see this thing right here? You see this gigantic specimen right here? That's going to be in the box this week. Whoever wins, this is going to be in one of the boxes. This is going to fly out of here Friday on a magic carpet. This guy, look, nature took a little bite out of it right there, too. So, some squat right there, right? That's going to be in the box on Friday. One of the boxes. That's a really pretty fruit. That cracks me up because this isn't it's not a crack or anything. It's like nature came along and took a bite. Good morning, everybody. How was yesterday? Good show? Brock sure seemed to think it was. He had a good time. Thank you, guys. Give me a second to get set up here. Good morning. Woo. You guys saw some pictures I posted yesterday? Overnight, not last night, but the night before, we had a wicked wind thrust through here. It lasted. And I was like, that's some 70, 80 mile an hour wind, it looked like. And get a phone call from the grow house, my guy over there. He goes, we're really lucky. This is like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, we are? Why are you calling me then? Because there's a crash and a boom next door. About 8 feet away from our spot. Huge. It wasn't even a branch. It was almost the whole tree. Fell down and smashed the building next door. And, I feel bad for them because they are, I'll be honest with you. Let me ask you guys a question real quick while you get together and think about this. If you're going to lease a grow house and, try to keep it low key, et cetera, are you going to pick a high dig neighborhood or sort of a, clean but low income neighborhood? Or are you going to pick like Beverly Hills? What income level kind of a place, neighborhood would you be looking for? If you're trying to be sort of incognito, I lost you. Just sort of, don't quite see me. Actually, even if there's a little activity on the block, there's more at your house than at mine, right? There's a little bit more happening across the street. Go look over there, right? So you have to think about that. Free, you don't want to be in a rich one. The neighbors all know what every rich neighborhood's doing. It's crazy. You can live down the street from across the street. If there's like a gang, they don't care what I'm doing over here. Matter of fact, when the cops drive by, they're looking at the gang driveway. They're not looking at mine, right? James is like, get in the high income because that's who you really want to sell to, man. No, you definitely don't want HOA, right? What is that? Homeowners agreement? Associations. No. And Daniel, it's kind of not true. There's more cops in the rich area around here. They'd rather drive through the rich areas and not catch anybody than drive through the poor areas and actually have to like take somebody to jail for the night. They get treated better over there. Okay. Mine's nice. Ferndale, beautiful neighborhood. This particular neighborhood, I went a little bit a step below, perhaps. Okay. I went a tiny step below. Because I think I know what I'm doing. Who knows? I mention all of this to say that the people next door who this happened to probably don't have an extra dime around. This isn't going to be, it's the time to be neighborly. It's the time when you put your money where your mouth is, or at least your help. It's that time. You guys know what I'm talking about. Do they still do GoFundMes? Do they still do a GoFundMe? Is there still, or is that people have used it up and abused it up? Do they, Sandy? Do those still work? I remember the first couple. They do, Trevor? I'm honestly asking because I thought that people were starting to look down on them because there was so many cons in the deal. Yeah? Time to put up a barn, Herbie. GoFundMe. Okay, I'll talk to them. No, I'm serious. I'll talk to them. They'll know how to do it because they're younger but if we can get them started, I might have to ask you guys for $5. This is the house next door to my house. We don't want a lot of activity out. You know what I mean? We want the yard cleaned up and the roof fixed pretty quick. Okay? Because right now, there's a yellow tape around the thing. It looks like a crime scene. Right? That's not the kind of attention that we're looking for next door. Hey, what's going on over there? Isn't life beautiful, though? Nature's just like, well, that tree goes down. Bob's figure it out. We were without power for about 4 hours, but it didn't hurt. Yeah, but seriously, it's very self-serving. Here's a couple of dollars. Get that thing fixed quick, man. Why, sir? You don't need to know. You just need to hurry. We've been so incognito and so... Take him a casserole. Oh, that's a good one. We've been so low-key and so undercover that it's just been beautiful. And all of a sudden, Mother Nature says, we'd like to put a highlight on your house for a few months. We'd like to just circle it with the big yellow tape or the house next door. So you guys saw this morning. I'm really proud because we do this regularly. It's not like, oh, we did this morning only. I sent some pictures over to the IG account. This is how we do it. During the day, if I get somebody asking for something, and I print out a label on my little label machine right here, right behind me, ship.com. And then usually I send you a picture of that label. And then on the back of the label, I write down what the order was. And then I stack those labels up during the day. Usually. Sometimes I'll work on them that day, but usually I have a lot going on during the day, so I'll just write the label, set it to the side. One of my morning chores from after I'm usually at the grow house to start, then I get back over here. It only takes me about an hour now. I lay out every label that we printed, and I match it up with the product that belongs to that label because it was written on the back of the label. And then I package that package, boop, stack them up, and I have to have this done by 8 o'clock in the morning. That's my deadline. And I want to tell you that we don't do this just, we're going to do this Thursday once. This is a daily Monday through Saturday. No, sometimes not on Saturday. Sometimes Saturday will be in the afternoon because I'm fishing in the morning. But this is the way we do it and the way we process things. Good morning to Isaiah. Is Isaiah getting some donuts? Why am I telling everybody this? Just to let you know that we do have a system. We're not the willy-nilly McDillies over here. And our success rate is huge. And then every once in a while we'll get a package sent back, and we turn around and we send that back to you as quick as we possibly can. So the one problem is sometimes the lady at the post office doesn't scan the package when we drop them off. So you don't get a scan until the next drop-off place. But you know what, I'll be honest with you, they've gotten even a little bit better on that than before. They've gotten just a little bit better. So I'm glad to see that because it helps all of us communicate better. Good morning to Isaiah. Isaiah, you don't know it, but we have like this thing here. We pretend we're not AA meeting, but if you ever went to an AA meeting, remember you always get donuts, you get coffee, there's a smoking area, stuff like that. We have that here. Our smoking area is in Australia, though, with Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ in Australia is usually, and Ladrand. Ladrand has a smoking cough area, both of them. So if you want to smoke, you scoot over to Jesus Christ in Australia, or you head over to Ladrand's. The rest of us, we give you chocolate donuts. Isaiah, we don't give powdered donuts. White powder, it's a trigger for pops. Okay, that's why we don't. Okay, the lad round. Isaiah, we're telling you the truth now. This is the way it works here. Fishing story. Does anybody want a fishing story? I know it's Tuesday. We usually tell them on Monday, but Brock, it does the Monday now. Some of you guys are like, hey, Pops, can Brock just do the whole week? Can Brock just can you just forget about doing it anymore? I'm like, really? Yeah. I've had about 5 of those messages, Sharon. Maybe more. Hey, Pops, why don't you just bow out? Okay, yeah. Yeah. Why don't you just let the other guy handle it? It's better. Like, you're not hurting my feelings. Remember, I don't take anything personal. I do take it personal if you don't hit the like buttons, but not at a personal, but at what do they call those? What do they call it? An analog? No, what do they call it? You guys, what do they call it? Algorithm. It helps us with the algorithms, okay? So Tuesday, here we'll tell you a fish story. What a beautiful day for fishing Saturday was. Phenomenal fishing day. It had rained all night the night before, right? See, I asked for likes and you guys didn't push any of the buttons. More people joining, still fewer likes. Actually, the likes are going backwards on my algorithm. What's happening? They're literally going. It was at 39, now I'm at 12. Counting down, 8, 7. What's going on? Okay. You're doing okay. I actually was thinking, though, in the future, I'm going to do a timeout period where I'm just going to stare at the screen. I won't even be talking until our percentage on the likes are up completely. And then once they are, we can start again. Okay? So if I go silencio, pop silencio, everybody look up at their thumb. Okay? So if all of a sudden out of nowhere I go pop silencio, and I'm just not saying anything, that's clearly I'm not even going to ask. I don't have to even ask for the likes. Okay, you'll figure it out. You're like, why do you go pop silencio? Oh, yeah, we like that. Hit the like button. Fishing. So it was raining the night before. Thank you to everybody that, honestly, truthfully, thank you to everybody that does hit the like button. And even those that don't, that are just here having fun, I appreciate you. But I like the ones that hit the like button better. So, truth in lending. So it rained the night before, and I thought, I honestly, my experience here hasn't been that we have the best fishing the day after. So I wasn't thinking that we were gonna have the best day. We pull into the ramp at our regular time, which is 5 a.m. It's about the time we pull into the ramp, right? There isn't a single other boat trailer there. Not one. We are literally numero uno bodo at Rampo. I'm like, see, inside. This is me inside. I'm with 2 of the best fishermen on the planet. And they know their water like I know my tubs. And I'm thinking, yeah, see, all these other guys know better than Jeff. All these other guys, they know that the morning after, just like I know. I know everything now. I haven't said this, but I'm like, no. It's gonna be cold out there, and we're not gonna catch very many fish. Look, there isn't another ramp. There isn't another boat here. Well, finally, by the time we got our boat in the water, one more sucker pulls into the boat ramp area. I'm like thinking to myself, sucker, go home. Don't bother. But I don't say anything. We get out on the river. It is literally the calmest this river's ever been because there hasn't been a boat on it all night. I mean, it was glass. Usually you got a little bit of by 5, you might be following a few people's wake getting out of the ramp area, okay? But here we were. Is this a good story so far? Do you guys want to hear the rest of the story? Should I do a commercial and then you have to come back? Holly, it's flat. We call it glass on the West Coast. I don't know what you guys call it here. Okay. And it was beautiful, but all of a sudden, drizzly McWizzly. A little, I better put my rain. The captain had written, his instructions the night before. Bring rain gear and bring some dry clothes for the way home. So now I'm thinking we're going to be fishing in a squall. Great. We're the only ones at the ramp. We're going to be fishing in a squall. He's got it. He already knows. He basically told me to bring, I should look like one of those yellow guys. You know what I'm talking about? Everything yellow. Because I came from the tuna fishing back, we wore like heavy weather gear. Here it's like nice hunting, but water repellent, good gear. Bring your wet weather gear and bring dry clothes for the way home. By the way, we'll be the only one fishing. What? Yeah, well, there won't be another boat on the ramp. No, he didn't tell us that part, but I'm get there and I'm like, all signs. Vegas, that was it. The Gordon fisherman guy. He should have looked like that on the boat, right? All signs point to no fish. All right. We're out on the glass. I'm not done. Here we go. All year long, we had been going to certain points in certain areas that I was familiar with. Oh yeah, I've drifted this area and I know how to fish this area, and we've drifted this area before, and I have some recall and stuff. The captain takes us over, takes us over to an area, a drift pattern that we hadn't done all year. Maybe once before have I ever even fished through this area. He just takes us straight over there. I'm like, not only is no one here, not only is it gonna start raining, not only everything. Now we're gonna go fish an area I don't know anything about. But he's like this is an auto spot to go to. How he knows that's an auto spot, I don't know, because we haven't been there in 2 years. Oh, Jeff, I was filled with a column of doubt. We drop our lines, first drift, 20 minutes, 6 fish. Pops doesn't know crap. I'm telling you. I've been fishing with these guys for 3 years now. I've been fishing with, it took 20 minutes, Sandy. 1 drift. 6 fish. Pulled up out of the nether regions, pulled up out of a place we'd never, in the most inconsistent situation. Pop's filled with doubt. Did he catch some? Yeah, I caught my share too. It wasn't like you're Mr. Doubter, but you're not going to play. I wasn't doubt. 6 fish. Boop, 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 boop. Like that. By 9 o'clock, 9:30-ish at the latest, we had our boat limit. 18 beautiful fish. I can tell you that Saturday was the most smalls that we've caught all year. We probably caught another 8 fish they have to be 15 inches long. Every single one of them was 14 3/4 of an inch. And we don't keep them. We try to push their tongue out to see if it'll go across the line, but fish tongue isn't long enough to really help. So we probably threw another 8 back before we had our 18. And then we're pals. We're looking at each other. It's like so early still. We're usually grinding away still. Oh, and Kimberly, just so you know, we kept perfect track of the number this time. Yep. Kevin did it. And Kevin played it like this. You know what he said we're going to do? It was hilarious. He goes, what do they do in baseball when you're pitching a no-hitter? What's the rule? What's the rule in baseball when you're pitching a no-hitter? What are you supposed to not do? You're not supposed to talk about it. You're not supposed to. If somebody says something, that puts a curse on it. Right? You're not allowed to say anything, especially to the pitcher. But even in the dugout, So you're like, this isn't happening. Once you get close to, you're going to jinx it if you say anything. So Kevin said, you know what we're going to do? He goes, let's treat this like a no-hitter today. Nobody say anything about how many fish we've caught or how many, where we're up to. Nobody say a thing. And then at a certain point, I thought I was keeping track myself, and I turned to Kevin, because Kevin's keeping track, but we're not allowed to talk about it. And I turned to Kevin and I go, how many, is there 12? And he goes, shh, like I'm going to blow the curse. Like, oh, that's right, you're right. So Pops tried to blow the curse, but I feel like it worked. I did. Kevin was like an auto, like, and Kevin like shushed me, like, shush, like grown men. We're not allowed to talk about it, like, as we're floating along. Oh, God, I love it. Final part of the story. So the story is we stayed out there for another hour or two, just catching and releasing, which is really the funnest fishing, because there's a lot of pressure to get your limit, especially when you got like 16 and it's getting late. All I need is 2 more. And all of a sudden it's getting kind of stressful. When there's 18 in the tank and you can just float along and hope to get more and do, man, nature's taking care of you, and the captain sure knew what the heck he was doing. So one more quick story, fishing story. Jeff, when he was fishing with his brother, it's been about 6 weeks, I'd say. He caught a walleye, and when he went to clean the walleye, inside was a container, inside this walleye, that looked like, picture a lipstick container, a lady's lipstick container. It was about that size. A little tracking device that had been sewn in. They had opened up the fish, put the tracking device inside of it, and sewn him back up. And the deal is, if you catch one of these fish, you're supposed to you're supposed to call the tracking device. It looked like that, Carlotta, like a little one. So the fish is smuggling drugs. That's right, Jeff's calling it the correct thing. It's called an acoustic tag, okay? Because there's sonar spots where it tags. Okay, anyways, it's rare as heck to catch one of these and open it up and wow. To me, I mean, we've been doing this for years now, and I've never seen a tagged fish like that. And the responsibility of the fisherman is you're supposed to reach out to the entity that's on the tag and turn it back into them, because it has all kinds of information on it that they need. Mostly what they want to know is what the traffic pattern of that fish has been. So Jeff, he finds out it's a Canadian device. It's from Canada, a fishery in Canada, which our river's half American and half Canadian. That already is cool as could be. He reaches out to the place you're supposed to, and they don't get back to him. So he reaches out again. They don't get. He actually had to work his ass off to even get a hold of the people, right? But that's Jeff. He does that kind of work. Me, if I'd have tried one time, I'd say I'd throw the lipstick thing away. I tried. Jeff's like, well, maybe, well, try calling that number again. And, Johnny will get back to me, I'm sure. Johnny or Joan. And, nope, they did. I'll try again. So he does finally get a hold of the outfit in Canada. And the coolest thing is they told him that we released 100 of those fish with tags in them all at one time. And this one that you're calling in about that you're sending in the info, is number 11, is the 11th one caught. I'm like, that's a pretty good recovery rate. 11% so far of these fish have been caught, right? With Canadian spy devices in them, Kent. And they told him the exact river, small little tributary river in Canada that the fish had taken off from, where they planted it and they put the fish into their Canadian river, a little side tributary. And Jeff was able to go through on his own Google and track. Check this out. This fish went, I should have a map to tell you. This fish went from a river in Canada, fished through the river, and went into St. Clair, Lake St. Clair. It went up through Lake St. Clair into St. Clair River, and it's heading north up St. Clair River towards Lake Huron. It had traveled a total of 67 miles when he found it. And then here's the kicker. He gets a $100 reward. $100 reward for turning it in. So this little fish, even after being operated on and having a Canadian spy device inserted, did a 67-mile trip. Like, I mean, the waterways, everything, he was heading north on all of his waterways against the current, because they swim against the current, and then the food's coming this way towards them. So if the current's going this way, the food's coming this way, and they're swimming this way, they catch their food that way. And yeah, so he was able to share that with us on the boat on Saturday. I'm like, that's so cool. I got to tell everybody about your fish, Captain Jeff's fish story. Neat. Let's do a giveaway. Thank you for getting a hold of them and doing all of the right things, Jeff. Thanks for being such a good example to me. Yeah. But it's Canadian money, no, Bill. That's funny. But it's Canadian money, so he basically got $8. No, I don't think that their trade rates, thank you, Jeff. I don't think that their trade rates are that crazy compared to ours. I really don't know. But that's pretty funny. You guys ready? We're going to do a professor proverb. Okay, you guys are the professor's been all around the world, and he has picked up proverbs from all of the countries in the world. Usually he was just reading them when he went all around, because they don't really like to put him on an airplane very often, but you can smuggle him here and there. So we're gonna show you a proverb. The first person to get the proverb, the country that this proverb is attributed to, the first person will get a chance to be on the spin for the win wheel or get a little choice. So we're gonna do Hags. We're doing the professor's proverbs. Here we go. Professor, what's your proverb for today? Well, here it is. Only he who carries it knows how much the cross weighs. Only he who carries it knows how much the cross weighs. China, no. Canada, no. America, no. Canada, no. Canada would have been a good one for today. Turkey, Canada, no. Israel, Italy. Paige has it correct. Paige got it correct. It is a Peruvian proverb, Paige said. Peruvian. So Paige, you got it correct. The first one to get it correct here on my screen was Paige. Sorry for the reflection in that one. I'll have to work on not having such a weirdo reflection. Paige, would you like your name on the spin to win for a Friday box? Or would you like me to send you this 10-pack of 300 milligram capsules? And I'll also throw in this couple of grams of Ghost Crunchies. So you can have this, or you can have a spot on the spin to win round. Which would you prefer, Miss Page? Spin to win, or a couple of supplemental packages sent out today. My luck with chance isn't great. Okay, so what's your choice, dear? But you're going to go wheel? Is that right, Paige? Are you going wheel, Paige? One more time. I'm sorry. You probably said it. Yes, Aaron, you have to, on the wheel, Bob. Wheel it. She's going wheel. Okay. Yes, you have to be here to win. Unfortunately, we had somebody here last week that won, but they weren't here. So we had to replace them. Paige, here you go. I like to do it live with you guys when I can. I like to put your name on here live when I get the chance, even though it gets a little sloppy. When you get old Pidgey Paige on there. Good luck, Paige. Okay? She just thought about it. She probably won't be here Friday. So, Paige, would you like me to remove your name and send you the package? Let me know, would you? You can send me a note later. Pop, send me the package and take my name off. It's up to you. Okay? You don't need to rush your decision right now. Okay. Daniel, sorry to hear that, but I'm sure you'll be okay. Paige, yeah, if you want the package, just send me your address. If you don't, I'll just leave your name on the wheel. You'll make that decision today. Okay? Did they say how old the walleye was? You know what, Poncho? Let's ask Captain Jeff if he's still here. I don't remember. That's a great question. Captain Jeff, if you're still here, do we know? Okay, Paige. Captain Jeff, do we know approximately? He can usually tell a fish's age kind of by looking at it. Jeff's really good at that. Let's do a little bit of our reading this morning. Last week we stopped off. We're still talking about psychedelics in the 20th century and entheogens. Entheogens, history of entheogens, history of psychedelics. And then we're going to do a little bit about some spirituality about psychedelics. Okay? Psilocybin mushrooms in Mexican cultures. Let me tell you something about that. Jeff speaks fish. He just asks it politely. Jeff speaks fish. It's true. I mean, it was so funny, too, because we literally went to a spot to fish that we haven't if we have fished there, I don't remember. Me. And it was like everything was off. The weather wasn't a little rainy, no one fishing, everything's off. Except for Jeff's going, we're going to catch a lot of fish. He didn't have to. The truth is, I never doubted him out loud. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to tell Jeff I really have a lot of doubt in you, pal. We'll be lucky to catch one. I mean, come on, we're the only boat here. I mean, I could have started whaling on the dock. I could have gone for the full. Usually, if you're that guy, they don't like you coming back. I learned that. Like, that's not a guy you want. You just got a guy that shuts up and goes along for the ride. Okay, all right, that's a little better. Yeah, I like the guy that just shuts up and goes along for the ride and puts a couple fish in. Okay, don't be the complainer guy. He's the worst. Psilocybin mushrooms in Mexican cultures. Did we get the answer on the fish age? Now I'm curious. You're welcome, Daniel. You'll be good. Nature's going to take care of you. Did we get the answer on the fish age real quick? Someone fly that number at me. Captain might have had to go back to work. He usually only can watch us during breaks. The Maztec people living in the hills outside of Oaxaca may count the largest number of mushroom-using healers among their ranks. But many other indigenous Mexican cultures also worked with psychoactive fungi. Okay, Sharon, we'll look for that answer. These included the Chinenetec, the Chatina, the Mihe, the Zapotec, the Mixtec of Oaxaca, the Nahau, and possibly the Otomi of Pueblo. The ceremony surrounding mushrooms used by these cultures takes a variety of forms. Wouldn't it be kind of neat? I would love it. I would love to have an indigenous mushroom ceremony. Not a phony baloney Western styled one. Don't put me in a steam hut thing. No. I mean, put me in a time capsule and send me back, and I'm going to be in a teepee with your wigwam with you. The real thing. I would freaking love that. Just to experience it. Like in its realness. Probably so wrecked up by now. For Maria Sabina, the mushrooms were always administered in pairs to represent the duality of the feminine and masculine aspect of nature. What's that mean? You have to get 2 mushrooms at a time? They're administered in pairs. If you're eating 1 mushroom, you got to eat 2. I believe, well, I don't know this for a fact. Are these fresh mushrooms that they're ingesting, or did she? Obviously, she doesn't have a dehydrator, but you can sun dry them. You know what? Those sun drying, they're extremely less potent. As they're drying, the UV rays are leaching the heck out of the psilocybin. I bet you they're fresh. They just picked them off a patch on the hillside. That's what I think. See how you don't know because you haven't been there? Whoa. 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 You guys ready for this? Get the one icon. There's a emoji thing. The head blows like this. Get it ready. Seriously. Get it ready. So she administers them in pairs to represent the duality of the feminine and masculine aspects of nature. Sabina often took 26 mushrooms. Clearly the answer is they're not dried. While patients would take 12 each. I'll take 26. 1 for you, 2 for me. 1 for you, 2 for me. Mother Sabina math. You know how I used to do that to my little sister, and she didn't even get it. I'd be dividing up the M&Ms. How'd my pile always get bigger? 1 for you, 2 for me. 1 for you. And she'd be sitting there watching her one and just be all happy. Don't even realize that you're sharing. You're growing. You know what I'm talking about. You've done a 1 for me, 2 for you before. 2 for me. You know it. Her patients would take 12 each. 1 for you, 2 for me. Sabina worked exclusively with psilocybin cubensis, psilocybin mexicana, and psilocybin carolensis. And she sang songs throughout the ceremony. These songs were often difficult to translate. However, as she spoke what she called the idiom of the divinity is what she sang. Songs about divinity. So you're in there, you got your 12 mushrooms, you choked down your 12 freshies, and there's Kabu, Shabana Kabu, Kawakashio. I'm pretty sure well, that's one of her songs. I, so, I mean, what would she be singing? Are there drums going? Is there a little smoky dope going on? What's it smell like inside her wigwam? I have so many questions. Am I sitting cross-legged? Do I get a chair? I have so many questions. Okay? Bill, it sounds like a bad trip. Wait, it does. I don't need in the background of one of my situations. Okay? Herbie, I know it's set and setting, but come on. Okay? What the heck? Okay? I'm trying to picture it. I'm trying to put it together. And I'm not making fun of it. They clearly, I'm making fun of it. But I'm trying, I don't get it. Can I just take one and sit on my couch or like hang out with Dad and just surf the kitchen floor? Right? I don't need the wall. I know they're spiritual and they're divine and stuff, but I don't understand them. If I don't understand them, I don't. Let's not do that one. Now, if they're playing Pink Floyd, or maybe, I don't know, a little bit of Fleetwood Mac, I'm okay. But I still need a chair. I really do. I'm not doing the Indian cross-legged thing on the floor. I'll never get up. I'm old. Okay? Carlotta, you know how terrible the wigwam must smell, right? How many dog farts were in that wigwam? Oh my God. When was the last time you aired this thing out, Mother Sabina? Wow. Okay, geez, this is ripe. Well, all of our mushrooms are. Oh, okay. These songs were often difficult to translate, duh. I can't even translate Pink Floyd in the middle of a microdose, okay? Right, Adrian? There's definitely tortilla farts going on in there too, okay? Yes, you can lay down. Dutch oven wigwam. Oh, why am I being evil? I'm so. Don't take it out on me later. Like he's so sacrilegious to Mother Sabina. I'm sacrilegious to everybody, okay? All of the religious stuff kind of freaks me out. I just like it to be, a little Pink Floyd and privacy. I'm serious though. See, when you're reading and we're talking, I love to read. But I often, as I'm reading, Sharon, I'm thinking, what's it smell like? Right? If you're riding a horse, you can smell the horse's sweat or the bad guy comes next to you. Dude, you haven't taken you're a bad guy. You haven't taken a shower in a week, right? You smell just like the dust on the trail. You never think of the smell parts. Like, blah. It's not like the Cowboys Lysoled themselves up a little bit or something. No. It was like, I know that guy. How do you know him? I smell him. I can smell him a mile away. Well, there's one advantage to the loincloth, Herbie. There is. You never really poop your pants, right? And it's an easy lift to go pee, and it's an easy lift to go number 2. You don't even have to drop your pants. It's like, boop, lifty, moving on. So the loincloth's actually pretty smart. Bring back the loincloth, okay? Yeah, just boop, boop. Because you're basically wearing 2 flaps, right? The bad part is the cross-legged part. Now, come on. You're crossing your legs and you're wearing a flap thing? You're killing me. All right, back to work. These songs were often difficult to translate. When I was younger, I had a hard time translating Pink Floyd, so I understand. Okay? Other curanderos, which is what the witch doctor or witch lady is, right? Other curanderos required that sex be avoided for 1 to 8 days prior to the ritual. That's a pretty big range. 1 to 8. Well, I'm going to the guy that's on the one side. How come one guy can get away with the 1 day hold off and the other curandero saying, nope, you got to be 8, pal? Do you have to stay in the village and do they watch you to make sure you're not having sex for that time? Or do they just take your word for it? I'm at day 3, Mother Sabina. I'm almost at day 4, Mother Sabina, but then I messed up. Yeah, we know. Juan saw you. The whole abstinence before part is confusing. And there's an understanding in the spiritual level. I get it. But Marilyn says it's obviously the honor system, Pops. I don't know, though. I don't trust men when it comes to something like that. Women, of course. They'll say it's 8 all the time. We're going to the 8 guy. That's easy. Men are like, I don't know. I think it's been 3. And then 4. I couldn't make it past 4. They're stuck in the 1 to 2 and 3 guy line. Every culture is a little different. I'm being crazy this morning, you guys. Okay? I'm being a bad Pops. I'm actually working on my stand-up routine. Give me 5 people that said they would go to a stand-up comedy show if Pops was there. Carlotta, would you go? If I did a stand-up at the open mic night, would you go? Could I make people laugh? Look here. Should I have like a script or should I just wing it? Which one would do? Pops Gone Wild, Mark. Should I just wing it? But what if there was a 2-drink limit, a minimum? You'd still come? Oh, bless you. I'm almost only going if Broca's there. Okay. All right. I know where you're coming from, pal. Notice your name isn't on the will. Momo. Take a quick notice at the wheel. Whose name's missing? Okay. Sarcastic stoner comedy tour. Okay, here we go. We have to finish. Other quanta, now we're looking at the 1 to 8 day medicine men. Okay, the 1 to 8ers. Real quick, throw a number out here. Which line would you get in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. Go. Which line are you getting in? How long which curandero guy are you going to report to? I held out for 8 days, sir. Lakita's going 7. Kristen's too easy. Which line are you getting in? All right? And this is a serious question. Which line are you getting in? Okay, the girls are all going 8, 8, 8, 8. Which line? So far I have not seen the line that I'm looking for. What line are you in? You guys are telling each other the free is like 1 or 2. Sandy's like, I couldn't make it even to 1, bro. Okay. So far, nobody has said the number I'm looking for. Can you believe that? There's only 8 numbers, and the number has not come up on my screen. Okay, it has not. What number? What? This is Pop's line. Pops can make it to this line and not a second further. All right, I'm just telling you something personal. Nope, nobody has said it. There it is, Papa Smurf. 6. Papa Smurf. Papa! Papa! Yes! He's the only 6 in the game. Now everyone's saying 6. Papa, it's you and me, bro. Do you want to go on the board? Papa, do you want your name on the board? Or, look at this thing. Where did we come up with this rando way to get on the board? How long could you last being abstinent before your mushroom ceremony? 6. Okay, you're on the board. Okay. What? Papa, do you want to go on the board? Or do you want me to send you this? Which do you want, Pops? Don't tell Ronnie that. Okay, which one do you want? Okay. This is full on confession hour, you guys. Papa, send me your address and I'll mail this to you. These 2 guys will go in a little box and boop, we're gonna mail those out to you. The DetroitMushLab.net. Okay, we're gonna still do one more chance to spin or win. Give me 5 more minutes. Can you guys do that? Let me finish. Why is this Mexican culture part of this thing? Why'd I turn it into such a crazy story? Because it's funny. Okay, here we go. Now I've lasted 6 days. Me and Papa, okay? We've lasted 6 days. The rest of you have been on the honor system, Maryland. And some of you haven't lasted at all. Some of you can't play. Sandy, you have to go home. Sorry. Drove all the way down to Mexico. Couldn't control yourself. Go home. Free, you're barely qualifying. Okay, with your 1 to 2. Free. You might win. They might be sending you home. Okay, we'll see. The guy with the 8 Quarandero guy, he's got all the women standing in line at his teepee, his wigwam. I bet you his wigwam even smells sort of flowery. Yeah, he isn't stupid. He's not letting them fart in there. So, yeah. It works. So here we go. One village, and they just like the 8 Quarandero guys, right? And women. It's like, how many days do you have to be to come to your ceremony? 3. Go down the block. 4. Down the block. 5. It's basically just shops, right? 8 possibilities. Okay, move on, Pops. So we got curanderos that are requiring you to avoid sex for 1 to 8 days prior to the ritual. And you're not supposed to eat 8 hours prior to the ritual. That makes sense. We all know that the empty stomach will make your stuff activate much quicker. Good luck, 12 freshies on an empty stomach, and you haven't had sex for 8 days, Niffer Mama. Wow. There might be barf bags hanging in the wigwam. The day following the mushroom ceremony, orange leaf infusion was drunk and chocolate was eaten, but no other food was consumed until midday. So we're going to fill you up with a little vitamin C. We're going to throw some chocolate down your throat the day after your trip. And then there's another shop in town if you need to drop by there and, get off the days that you've been on. There's a whole nother, it's the red light area over there. If you can't hold out any longer, there's a spot at the end of town. True. So that's the story. We're going to keep on talking about entheogenic cultures and things like that. And then I'm just going to study mycology and all of this fun stuff together. Okay? I want to read this, and then we're going to do a final contest to get a name. This is dovetails into the story that I had told earlier this morning about fishing. Since today was a fish story day, it's also going to be a fish parable day. Aren't parables neat? A simple fish nosing its way along the bottom is in itself a teacher. Those walleyes we catch, it's true. We're literally being taught by that, by nature, and almost each and every walleye, I would say. We really are. This is a color. This is an area. This is the way it feels. There's so much experience. Every single fish teaches you something. And then when we pull them out of the water, this is interesting, Jeff, because he really does speak fish. He'll look at a fish and go, oh, he'll tell you, it doesn't happen all the time, but you'll see a bite out of one, or one has a damaged fin, or one's got a chewed up lip or something. And he can kind of look at it and go, you know what probably happened here? And he'll tell you the history of the fish. It was like, how do you know that? Was it just by the signs? Learning from the fish. A simple fish nosing its way along the bottom is in itself a profound teacher. And like the deepest teachers, it doesn't even know it's teaching. That's really good. Your deepest teachers don't even know it. They're just doing it. Yet in its tiny, efficient gill lives the mystery of how to live as a spirit on earth. As we all know by swimming, the smallest fish takes in water, and its gill turns that water into the air by which it lives. Though there are biological details that explain the mechanics of this, it is in essence a mystery. The question is, what in us is our gill? Our heart, our mind, our spirit, a mix of all three? Whatever it is, like the smallest fish, we must turn water into air in order to live, which for us means turning our experience into something that can sustain us. It means turning pain into wonder and heartache into joy, taking something, running it through our gills, and turning it into something that'll actually sustain us, just like that small fish does. Nothing else matters. And just like the fish, guess what? We must keep swimming to stay alive. You can't be a fish on a couch. You're dying. If you're not out swimming, you're dying. Fish don't do that. They don't stand in one spot. That's it. They can't. They got to keep moving. We have to keep moving. We must keep swimming through the days. We cannot stop the flow of experience or the need to take it in, our gills. Rather, all our effort must go into learning the secret of the gill, the secret of transforming what we are taking in into the air that we need, into the experience that most healthily benefits us. You're taking that in through your gill, it filters and it turns into that experience. So what is your gill? For me, it's my heart. And love becomes the unseeable trail I leave behind. You don't see a fish's wake. It's down there. You don't see that except on a sonograph for about a quarter of a second. A little movement, that's it. He's on 68 miles up the river from where you launched him in Canada, doing his thing. Turning water into air to breathe. having 68 miles of experience from Canada to here, learning every step of the way. Whatever your gill is, it's important to swim through the days and honor the gill inside you. It's important to figure out how it works. Give me 5 people like this morning's reading. That's good reading. I feel like an Indian, like an American Indian, like I have nothing else to do all day, smoke a peace pipe and watch the fish and like come up with these like profound things like that. You know, son, we're like fish. I'm like, who gets to think of that? That's beautiful. That's a beautiful reading. And it like just ties into all my fish stories too. All right, let's do this, Anthony. Let's do this. I'm going to ask you guys to name a car part. Go. Car part. Go. Okay, kill it. So the answer is alternator. Duh. But I wanted it to be the 6th person to say alternator. It's the 6th person to say alternator. That's Herbie today. Herbie, you're number 6. On my screen, you guys were flying it at me. The first 8 people said there were 6 alternators in the first 8 answers. There was a lot of 6s in here today, weren't there today? Herbie, you are the 6th alternator, and you're gonna win a spot on the wheel. Okay, Herb? Spot on the wheel goes to Herbie for a Friday spin to win. So, Herbie, are you back in town yet, or are you still on your cruise? Have you made it back into town yet, Herb? Herbie von Werby Kabop. He's a great guy. We met him personally at here we go. Let's get that name on there. Herbie. Herbie! Okay. Good dude, right, MVP? Really good dude. Talks a lot. Be careful. He's one of those talkers, but he has a lot of beautiful things to say, and he's super, super duper smart. Okay? So, everyone knows it too, Herbie. Am I right? Everyone knows you get your chat on, right? Sandy, don't leave me hanging. CCS says it too. Okay, thank you guys. Don't leave me hanging. All right, you guys know he has a loquacious streak. He's a wonderful guy. We're teasing him. You can't tell a friend that unless he's really your friend. Okay, love you guys. I think we had a really good day today. We did a lot. We talked all about fishing, and we talked about your gills. Okay, Herbie, I admit it. All right. No, you're absolutely perfect the way you are. Literally are perfect just the way you are. Don't change. Okay. You always need somebody to fill in the airspace. So Herbie will come along and take care of that. Okay. You guys go have a great day. I had a lot of fun here today. We're going to keep on learning more about the history of entheogen, psychedelic stuff. We're reaching the 60s right now in our readings and our studies together. So we'll follow up some more of that tomorrow. And we'll continue to have fun giveaways and get people qualified for that big wins on Friday. We're going to have 2 gigantos. Okay? You guys have a great weekend. And tomorrow morning, too, mail call. I have about 3 or 4 packages here that I want us to share together. So tomorrow morning, the first part of our program, mail call. So if you had sent me something recently, be here tomorrow morning as I open it and share. Okay? Mail call tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. MDK and Kimberly and Daniel and Ladran and Sandy and Alan, thank you. And Holly, you too. And Badgie, I'll see you tomorrow, big guy. Hags and CCS and Jesus Christ in Australia. Yeah, all the way over there. And then who else is on here? Who else is on here? We got Poncho, love you, Poncho, and CCS and Hags. Have a great day, my friend. And Badgie and Poncho and American One and Eagle and Anthony and Nerdy and Aaron. See you soon. Sandman and Mark and Lakita and Mikey and Sharon and Benny Ben and Papa and Marilyn and Billy Flynn and Vegas, there you are. And Mello and Adrian and Lakita and Silly Gal, hi Silly. And Herbie Von Worry Kabop and Billy D and Lady K. And Anthony Thornton and Mark and RX and CCS and Momononga. Sharon Sparks, Holly, Justin OK Med Rosie, Jesus Christ and a Flying Wing, MDK and a Tin Can, Mike Baraball, Mike, you're on the spin to win reel. Carlotta, I love you, dear. Grady and Daniel and Mark and Holly and Pidge and Ladran and Emily, hi Emily, and Carlotta and Streety, love you, big man. Trevor and Jimmy Max and Sharon and Nipper Mama and Clean Grow. And there's the pretty girl, Jolie Cantor. Emily and Papa and Carlotta and CCS and Papa and Jesus Christ. Pops, peace. Pour kindness on one another. Pour it on yourself as well. See you tomorrow. Same mush time, same mush channel.